Hi, I'm Monica.
Hi, I'm Angelise.
Welcome to Spill the Tea and the Plot.
We're two slightly nosy
Okay, very nosy.
friends come together to chat about all things books, movies, and everything in between.
From plot twists to hot takes, nothing is off the table.
Join us on this unfiltered and adventure filled journey.
For the first time, we'll answer some of the questions for the Booktube newbie tag just so that people can know a little bit about us. So, the first question: why do you love reading?
I think, to be honest, I love reading because from a very dark time in my life, it got me to a certain position where I can just escape realism and join an army, ride a dragon. There's a lot of
Yeah.
different elements to a book that help you just escape the realism and basic day-to-day life. What about you?
No, that's true. Honestly, I just like to read because I'm bored. Like, I have a lot of time in my head. And a lot of time in my head. I'm like, okay, I'll pick this book up. And I think it's just like you said, like you're able to really escape to another world and just like, especially when life is not lifing right now with everything going on, you're just able to like, escape it and everything. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
So for the people who are wondering, that's why we love to read. Now the most important question: how did we meet?
That's a very important question.
How did we meet?
That's a very important question. Why don't you go ahead and answer that question?
Watching this. Oh my goodness, this is like our first video together, very first. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see what we can say. So we met. So I was working at a hospital, and then she came in, and then literally on day one, we got along with each other, and we started talking about books and all of these different things, and we've just known each other ever since. So yeah,
It's been a journey. It's been a few years now. To be honest, you just been my sister ever since day one.
Yeah, I'm so happy I met you.
Me too.
Like a blue.
I love initially up the Me too. Yeah, I mean, we've always been close, always been with each other. I mean, life trauma kind of bonded us, and then both the love for books, genuinely. But a few years on the road, here we are, still together, even we don't work in the same place anymore.
I know. You know what they say? It's like sometimes having and I'll say interesting boss is what bonds you together. And then now it's like, here we are. Years later, we survived. We made it.
Somehow.
That is
somehow.
But you know what I realized is we are so much, like I was thinking about this the other day, we are so much more alike.
And you wouldn't have, I wouldn't have told or like tell when I first met you. Like that's one of the things that kind of like shocked me. It was like, oh, we're being nice, we're being cool, and then it comes to the next day where we're like inseparable. And I guess our connection just happened out of nowhere and kind of out of hate, out of drama, out of many things in the workplace.
No, that was a lot of drama at that job. Whoa.
Here we are, But yeah, that's how we met.
It's been a wonderful and interesting journey, that is for sure. What book series, okay, next one. What book series got you into reading?
To be honest, it wasn't a series. It was mostly like a standalone at school. It was the first book that got me into it. It was The Outsiders, the first book that really got me into reading. Not a series, a short, like, type of book, but it was pretty good. It was really good. It was a good slice of life book.
Oh.
What about yourself?
Wait, hold on.
No, it's really
out.
So the book essentially was about these kids. It's back in the past, essentially. So they live in this town where there's a bunch of racism, and they are Hispanics, they're dark skinned, and they have to go through a bunch of racism and a bunch of like killings, and it's interesting because it comes down to them having to fight as a family to stand up correctly, while one of their friends is accused for doing something that he did not do and persecuted. So it's a really good book if you want something that's not related to romance but mostly action or slice of life or understanding overall. It's a really good book.
Oh, that's good. I'll probably add it to my long list of TBRs already to read. I think for me, what got me into reading is the Twilight series. You know how much I love the Twilight series. I talk about it nonstop. Like in middle school, my teacher was reading.
Every time she dragged me to the movies. She dragged me to the movies to watch the recent release.
Oh, yeah, when they came out, they brought it. Yeah, no, I did make you watch at least two of them in theater when they came out recently for the anniversary. Yes, I am the Twilight fan. Okay, well, I can't say was. I am still the Twilight fan. Twilight got me into reading.
You're still the Twilight fan, even though we made fun of that movie to no end. You're still. You're still the number one fan between the two of us. That's for sure. She's like the werewolf, vampire girly, like anything that has to do with like fantasy. That's her.
Yes.
Over here. Oh, her.
Yes, bro. These men in the fantasies are not the same as these men in real life. So it's like you have to live through it.
No. Like, you have to make sure your like standards are pretty normalized to be reading those books, because let me tell you, they go up quickly.
Let them go up, you know? Like I was reading, I won't say anything, but I was reading Fourth Wing, and some of the things that were happening in this book, I'm like, the standards are set high, bro. The standards are set high. I'm just saying. Finally picked it up. Yeah. So Twilight got me into reading. I read all the fan fiction, all the Wattpad stories. That was, wait a minute, did you ever have Wattpad actually?
I did. I'm like, yes, I did. It was a really big part of my childhood growing up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where you weren't supposed to be there, but you were really there. It introduced me to a lot of things. Let's leave that clear. To a lot of things, but we're fine. We're okay. We grew up okay. That's what happened.
I think she's not okay. You know, we're here, you know. People ask us if we're okay all the time, but to us we're okay.
I'm like, no, we're really not. We just fake okay. And I think that's part of every human life. It's just faking it that you're okay, but you're really not.
No, that's really not. Honestly. You know what? We're okay in our own world. That's what it is. We're okay in our own world.
That's why we read books.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's why we read books, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I read books.
Yep. That is so true. So, thank you for coming and watching our first ever video. It's like 8 minutes in, you know. Probably gonna be like,
but it's a good introduction.
It was beautiful. We did great. We can let them know what is the book we'll be reading for this month. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait, which one? What did we decide?
That's a very good question, producer. What did we decide?
Didn't we decide?
Honestly, Thorns and Roses. That's the book we decided to read. That's the book we decided to read. Yes. It was starting with the Book of Thorns and Roses regarding the release that's coming for next year.
Oh, yes, that is true. So we'll be reading that book. A lot of people on here have been talking about it and how great it is. I don't know if it is, because last time I tried to, I couldn't get into it.
We haven't read it.
I read, I think, the first chapter, but that was almost like maybe like 6 years ago even, and I couldn't get into it. So I'm like, you know what? A lot of people have been hyping it up. I want us to try again. So that's what we're reading for this month. So come along the journey with us. Yeah, that's what I got.
While we explore the plots, the drama, and the romance, because we know there's going to be a lot of romance in that book.
And we'll let you know if it's not great, because a lot of people be hyping books on here that are not good.
Mostly book talk. Book talk is toxic. It's a very toxic place that lies to you very often.
I know. And sometimes they be recommending a book just because it's by a popular author, and I'm like, this book was not good at all.
No, It's horrible.
No, that's true. Remember that book we tried to read when we went to BookCon together? Yeah, no.
Oh my lord.
Let's not talk about this. But you guys, thank you for coming. You know,
No,
it
this
was
is for
glad
another
having you
episode.
here.
This is for another episode.
This is another episode. So we'll see you next time on Spill the Tea and the Plot. Goodbye.